buying $1, 70 euro cents and 67 pence sterling.
Now, for more on the impact of the cost of the Japanese tsunami and how the Australian share market is trading, Rod North joins you now from Bourse Communications. Rod, good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, let's look at the Australian dollar. It's bounced back up, and the market's also looking a little healthier too.
Yes, very much so. I mean, we've seen, I think, a bit more stability, even though there's a lot of uncertainty still in the market. And one of the things that the market always dislikes is uncertainty. So we've seen the market sort of bounce back just in the last trading day, and in particular last night on Wall Street. And then even last week, the market in Australia finished even for the week, which was pretty remarkable, because we did see the Tokyo market drop 10% as a result of the tsunami and the earthquake there, and world market sort of dropped by 6% overall, but yet we've seen them recover about 3%. So we've got a bit of a gyration happening in world markets at the moment, which probably doesn't come as a surprise at all, but it is interesting that we sort of look back 12 months where we had quite a bit of momentum going in the share market, and then of course we had all the issues over European debt, and the market sort of ended 2010 really going nowhere. So we're in a similar situation in many ways, because there's still a fair bit of uncertainty. We've obviously got to see things be resolved in Libya, and of course there's the potential for some contagion effect there. So with this uncertainty, you're going to see the dollar sort of moving around a fair bit, and you're also going to see world markets sort of move in the same way.
Well, speaking of rocky markets, super funds have had a rough time of it over the last couple of years. Now there are some new performance figures out.
Yes, there have been some figures out that have pretty much indicated that, unfortunately, all the gains that people were enjoying in their super funds for the year to date have probably been wiped out up to this point. But of course, the one thing that we can hope to see as the full year progresses is that those returns hopefully will be picked up as the remainder of the year sort of moves on. But yes, we have seen a lot of those gains. But remember, superannuation gains, they're paper gains. Until you actually redeem your investments, you haven't actually lost anything.
Working till 85?
Exactly, that's what it means,
We've just got to keep working
95.
harder and harder.
Sitting on this couch until we're 85. Get used to that. I know a lot of people wouldn't like that. Now, look, this very controversial potential merger between the Singapore and the Australian stock exchanges, and I've got to tell you, a lot of people in Australia absolutely hate the idea. Does it look like it's going to get the go-ahead?
There's a few concerns that have arisen over that. Of course, they've made their application with the Foreign Investment Review Board, and that's about a week into the 30 days that they need to get approval. I think the Singapore Exchange is expecting to get approval from that, but of course the big issue is that they need to get the nod from Parliament on this one, and there's been a fair bit of nervousness, particularly given that there's a hung Parliament as well on, in all quarters about what might be the final view there. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and of course the shares in ASX have dropped a lot as well, so that bid at $48 is now back to sort of 42.
If you were to put money on it, what do you reckon?
I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a very hard call, and particularly with world markets where they are and valuations and so forth, I think it's probably going to be derailed.
Rod North, good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, the New South Wales Labor Party has been criticised for the delay in delivering its election policies to be costed. The head of the Independent Parliamentary Budget Office says he was given just 1 day to examine 42 policies.
Now, the coalition says the situation is a debacle, but it's important to note that